Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Christina, and in today's video I have two things that I'm really excited to share with you. The first thing is a brand new mega bundle that launches today, and the second thing is the first ever rooted homeschool retreat. So I've been sharing with you guys quite a bit in my monthly recap and monthly goals videos about the local family travel we've been doing as a family, sort of travel schooling and unschooling and exploring locally in our little region of the country, and what a blessing it's been to us and how much we've enjoyed it and how much connection it's built into our days. And so I really had on my heart to share this with other families, to find connection with other families and allow them to experience this, and also for us to experience it alongside one another. So I had mentioned on Instagram maybe a month or so ago the possibility of putting together a very small homeschool retreat in the Catskill Mountains here in New York. And I'm excited to share that it is happening within the first 2 weeks of November, and it will be a 2-night stay at a tiny house resort. So I shared about this, I think, in my September recap and October plans and goals video, that we had stayed there together as a family and we loved it so much. There are 15 tiny homes on the Catskill Creek, so it sits right on the creek, and there are these beautiful tiny homes that sleep up to 6 people. And there's a waterfall on the property, goats and sheep and ducks and free-range chickens on the property. It's such a unique place. It's absolutely beautiful and peaceful. There's a crafting building where we'll be able to do crafts, and there's like one of those wooden ship playgrounds, I guess you would say. There's a mud kitchen and a little mini play market, and there's basketball hoops and pickleball and the life-size chess boards, and I'm really excited. It's going to be a really lovely time. I wanted to share it. However, space is extremely limited. With only 15 tiny homes, and my family being one of the 15, that means only 14 other families are going to be able to come. Now, if there is a huge response and a ton of people who want to come, this is definitely something I'd be open to doing again in the future, maybe even once a year, twice a year, quarterly. And so I know that this is not accessible for everyone, because if you don't live in driving distance, most people are not going to want to fly for something like this. However, for those of you that might be in driving distance of the Catskill region of New York, I would love to invite you to the very first ever rooted homeschool retreat, which has just been a wild and wonderful thing that has just sort of come together, and I'm really, really excited. In church today, I just really felt like the Lord was confirming to me that He is putting this thing together. It was a guest speaker, and she was talking all about loneliness versus connection, and how many people in our world today really report feeling lonely, and how we can be around people and still feel lonely. Us as moms, even if we're around our kids, we can feel lonely. Our kids can feel lonely. And so I really love that there's this opportunity for us to make real life connection with other moms, our kids with other kids, other homeschool families that likely have similar values. No family's the exact same, but on a similar journey, on a similar path, to go to this beautiful place and relax and have a retreat and connect. And I'm really excited. There are going to be welcome bags with some of my favorite things for both moms and kids, and it's just going to be a really special time. So if that's something that you think you'd be interested in, my email is down below in the description box. Email me and let me know if you're interested, if you want more information. In your initial email, I want you to tell me how many people. So if it's you and how many kids, or you and your husband and how many kids, because like I said, space is extremely limited, and they're very strict about capacity in each of the tiny homes. And so it will depend if there is space, and if there is space, if the dates work for you and the budget works for you and all of the things. They're giving us an incredible deal compared to what their regular prices are. So I'm really excited about that they were so generous, and excited about this too. And so my email's down below if that's something you're interested in. Hopefully it's not sold out by the time you see this video. The other thing that's really exciting is there's a brand new mega bundle. It is a STEAM bundle, but you'll find plenty of nature study and some of kind of your bundle favorites alongside an intentional focus on these other areas that might not always be included in your typical homeschool bundle or your seasonal bundle. So I'm really excited. I created an adventure journal. Now I've shared quite a few different journals over the last, 6 to 9 months or so, a national park journal, a state park journal, a camping journal. And what I found is, although I love them and we use them, I kind of wanted a one-stop shop, so to speak, or a journal that really covers any adventures that we take, that my kids could have one journal where if we go to a museum, or we go and stay in an Airbnb, or we go on a hike, or we go camping, they can capture all of those different things in one place. And so I tried to create just that. And what I love about digital products is that you can sort of customize and create your own journal by printing the pages that you want to print, or printing multiples of the pages that you want multiples of, or maybe none of the pages that you don't really think are a good fit. And I thought to myself, well, if you had the National Park Journal and the Camping Journal and the State Journal, you could kind of combine them together, which you could totally do. But this one, like I said, aims to combine those things. And it's very similar in a lot of ways to my other journals, if you're familiar with them. So you just have like this simple page that they could leave black and white, or they could color it or paint it or do whatever to make it their own. The next page is a travel bucket list. So listing the places that they would love to travel to. So this is short-term dreaming. So list the places you think could happen soon. So these are like things that maybe you guys could do soon. And then long-term dreaming. List the places you'd love to visit, but that you think might take more long-term planning and saving. Travel itinerary, so date and location. This is for like one trip. So the wish list, so list the places you really want to visit. So say your family is taking a weekend trip or a week trip or a trip for a couple days, and you kind of look at that place and say, like, what are the places we want to go there? This is where you would list them, and then list the places you've decided on with your family in the order you'll be visiting them. So kind of planning and brainstorming. Then this Track Your Adventures is similar to what I have in my camping journal, where you have all of these different kind of symbols that you can use, or just the kind of generic pins, and you can put them on this map, which you could keep in a journal, or you could put up like on a frame or on a cork board, or if you have a big map and you want to use real pins. And then there are close-up, zoomed in versions of different regions of the country that you could put in their journals as well. And so I just chose the one that is most relevant to us and put this in my daughter's journal. This is my 8-year-old's. Then you have adventure plans. So this is about researching the area, putting down things that you've learned about the area, things that you may need to pack based on what you've learned. And then this kind of feeds into the next page, which is creating a checklist of things that they want to bring. So what they have, what they might need to buy or borrow, and then a wish list for things you don't really need but would be nice to have. And this is sort of another planning page, but this is more things that they're looking forward to, things they hope to see, what they're hoping to not see. So maybe they're going camping and they're really hoping to not see any bears or something like that. So they'll put down where they're staying, whether or not they've been there before, the number of nights, and maybe it's just a day trip. This is something really new because my other journals are all about like outside time, because I'm all about outside time. And they were national park journals and camping journals and state park journals. But I did think about how sometimes we'll go to a museum or something like that, or a field trip that takes place indoors. And so I wanted to have a page that also was included that can capture those experiences and adventures as well. And so this one is today's indoor adventure, the date, the weather, things I learned, things I noticed, and then sketching one of the above. So similar to nature journaling, but having more to do with indoors. So my daughter already used this the other day when we were in the Catskills. And so this is for outdoor adventures. She put where we were, the date, she sketched the weather. She did not finish this because they were playing and having a lot of fun, but she wrote down trees, flowers, and plants I've seen, maple trees, and this was supposed to be New England aster, but she never completely wrote that out. And then animals and insects I've seen, stink bugs, and then she sketched the New England aster down there. It was purple, so she added color. That would be really cute. And then this is another one. Choose a scene from your adventures today and sketch it below. Now that you've sketched what you see, take notes below on what you hear, feel, and smell. You can use these details to add to your journal if you write one for today. And then this is where they would write a more complete journal entry. So some of those other pages get them thinking about what they've seen in a simple way. And maybe for your child, you stop there. Or maybe for certain adventures, that's all they do. But if you want them to be developing more of a full journal, then this is the place where they would do that. And instead of just giving them this and saying journal what happened today, and they're like, those other ones are kind of built-in brainstorming. This is an adventure log so that they can just take a simple log of all the different places they've been to remember them. And then this walks them through writing a review of the place, whatever it is, whether it's a hotel, an Airbnb, a campground, a museum, a hiking trail, a mountain, a field trip. It walks them through an intro, the pros, the cons, and the conclusion. It walks them through the difference between fact and opinion and things like that. So that's the instructions, and then this is the actual template that they'll use to write the review. And then lastly, the same scripture that I tend to use in my adventure journals, all the different ones, Psalm 24:1, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. So then they would copy it and then write or discuss what it means. So that is it. Then that's the back cover. And that is my inclusion in the STEAM Mega Bundle. I have not started printing anything from the bundle to show you, but if you click the link in the description box below, you'll be able to see much of what's in the bundle. There is so much there. It really is a great bundle. I'm excited to sift through all of it myself. And as usual, there is the ebook guide, which is so helpful because it organizes everything for you. So instead of having to create different folders and all of those things, which is not my jam, if it's yours, you can still go ahead and do that. But this already organizes and links everything for you by age range and by topic or theme. So if you're looking for resources for a specific age, then you can go in that way. If you're looking for a specific topic or theme, you can go in that way. So you can just keep it as a digital file. Some people like to print it so that they can look through it and plan accordingly. So I wanted you to know that there's that as well. And what I'm really excited about is the upgrade. So if you've been around here or over on Instagram, you know that we do the art tutorials in Nature Study Club every month. They're a watercolor art tutorial from Bonnie over at Dwelling Logs, and she's such a wonderful artist, but she also is really good at teaching art. And so what the upgrade is a bunch of art tutorials by Bonnie, so that if you feel like art is an area in your homeschool that you might want to develop a little bit more, or maybe you want to learn the skills, or one of your kids wants to learn the skills, or you just want to have a fun experience together, definitely check out the upgrade. We do it, her tutorials, once a month, and it's something we all really enjoy and all look forward to. And all of us, my kids ages 3 through 15 and me, can all do it at our appropriate level and follow along and create art together. So definitely check that out as well. So both of the links for what I shared today, both the homeschool retreat and the STEAM Mega Bundle, are in the description box below. Let me know if you have any questions. I would also love to hear if there are certain videos that you are hoping to see from my channel. As you may have noticed, I have not had a video up every week the last couple of months. I've kind of gotten out of the once a week rhythm, partly because I just haven't been able to prioritize the time for it and really trying to focus on staying connected and not overwhelming myself with too many things on my plate so that I can be available for my family, but also because I don't want to just create a video to create a video. I want my videos to be intentional and helpful and to have a purpose. So if there are specific things that you are hoping to see, questions you have, please put those in the comments as well so that I can be really intentional about the content I'm creating here, that it's something that's truly useful and helpful, and a good use of my time creating it and a good use of your time clicking on it and watching it. So if you are not already following me over on Instagram, I'm definitely more active over there. And you can find me there at rooted_homelife. I hope to see you soon in one of my next videos. And until next time, stay rooted.